Hey there. Oh, of course the plane's going to go over it right now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Wow. So if you've been watching me for a while, you know that every 9th day I take the day off. As an entrepreneur, it's the only way I get a day off, because otherwise I'm just going to work every single day. And of course, my day off, I want to work. And I actually, I allow myself a little bit of flexibility. There were some things that needed to get done today for a page that I'm going to be inviting people to my event that's next Wednesday. So yeah, timing is of the essence, and basically I know that it's very short. And yet, it's getting done, and it'll be ready with some tweaks for my next event. And the thing that I wanted to talk about today, how I'm loving myself, is I've had this plant in my office. A good friend Trina suggested that I get a Jericho rose, and I've had it in my office, and I've released into it a lot of the things that weren't working for me about my business, a lot of the practices, and just how I wasn't working well in my business. And she said, when you're done with it, you'll know, and you can release it into the ocean. And it is plant-based, and I feel like I'm not doing any damage to the environment. I'm just adding another thing to the kelp die-off. So I'm going to be releasing all the things that weren't working for me, and all the victimhood that I was putting into my business, and the apathy, and the not willing to step into the person that I am and the person that I'm here to be. Last night I went to my local co-op, and I was buying some food, and the guy behind the checkout, I was wearing this it's a designer shirt. It's the only designer shirt that I've ever bought from the designer, and it was like a gulp when I purchased it, but it was right around my birthday, and it had this picture of a leopard on it, and then it has leopard print, and it has it's a very unusual shirt. And so I was wearing it, and the checker said, "Oh my God, the jaguar!" It's like, jaguars, I didn't even know. It's like I'd never seen one, and then I saw one, and they're so big and they're so powerful, and I was like, wow, yeah. So I'm like taking that in, but it hadn't really fully landed until I went down and picked up the treats that I'd actually come for. They have these coconut bliss fudgesicles that taste amazing, and when it's this hot, it's a little girl craving. Yes, I'm treating myself. So the clerk there knew my name, and because it's a co-op, and so there's my name, and he's looking at my shirt, and he goes, "Oh, you're really owning it." And I'm like, "Huh?" He goes, "You're owning it. You're wearing leopard, Gwen Lepard." It's like, "Oh yeah, I am." And he's going, "Yeah, they're so fierce." And I'm like, "Yeah, I was always, afraid to be fierce." And at one point in time with my name Leopard, it's like, is it like too much to wear leopard? And I had an image consultant say, "No, own it." So I was owning it. And I mentioned that to him, that I was, I'd been afraid to own that. And that now I'm owning it and owning my power. He goes, "Yeah, fierce." I was like, I was afraid to be fierce. But now I realize that I was afraid of being fierce and being bad with it. I wanted lightness and happiness and joy and all of that. And yet we have to go into our shadow to get our power and to find that fierce part of us. And so now I feel like I can be fierce, but with this deep well of wisdom. So it's tempered with fierceness with wisdom. If you can hear that over the plane. So that's a little bit of today. It is day 215, which means of 365 days of the self-love experience. Ask, how do I love myself today? And that means I only have 150 days left. Wow. And I've done this every single day. It's like, now it's like brushing my teeth, It's going to happen before I go to bed for sure. And it's happening every day, for sure. And sometimes more than once. Well, with the toothbrushing twice a day. But, so I'm going to find the perfect spot and go do my little ritual. And I guess this was meant to be more of a private thing. People will see it later. And that's awesome. And just really feel like I am stepping into my power. And I've been really good with just loving myself and not worried about there not being any phone calls or any dates or any special person in my life, because I'm the special person in my life. And it's taken me 215 days to get here where I'm really feeling that. And I'm feeling that calmness and centeredness and dropped into actual self-love. So it's been a process. So if you're beating yourself up because you're trying this and you haven't gotten there yet, give it some time. It takes time, and there are challenges, and there are shadows, and there's baubles, and there'll be times that you forget, and then there'll be times that are spectacular and wonderful like this one. It's just, wow. So ask yourself today, how do I love myself? How am I going to love myself? And if you want, share later. Oh, Jake, of course, I was just getting ready to get off. I'll hang out for a little bit longer. I'll show you the ocean. It's so warm. It's like 78 degrees right now. Sean Stiles was saying that last night, our weather guy, our evening weather guy, was saying it. 78 degrees, and it's just, the kelp is dying off, and it'll cool back down. The kelp will regrow, and yet it's making it so warm. It's like at night it's like warmer in the water than it is in the air, or it's about the same temperature, so it's tough to cool down. I know San Diego, it's like hot for San Diego, and you live other places like Perth or the desert, inland, even a few miles inland, it's a lot warmer. And I'm so grateful, so incredibly grateful that I get to live here and have this kind of view, just steps from my door, and be able to watch pelicans flying in the sky and listen to the ocean crash. It's a good day and a good way to love yourself. So whatever it is that you love and cherish, I hope you're doing it for yourself today. And now, go love yourself.